Today we are opening the new classic TCG. I love that slogan. We got a Flesh and Blood booster box. Now I got 3 more of these that we're also going to open. I did get a case. Bought my case from Star City Games. And we're going to open this thing up and see what we get in Flesh and Blood's newest set. Now I haven't done this in a while, so we're going to take the first maybe 2 or 3 packs kind of slow and just get a feel again for what we are looking at. 2 cards, all right? Maybe these are like your token cards. Oh yeah, you get like a hero token. So we got our Zuri, and then you get their weapon, Harmonized Kadoichi, and then Blood Rod Pox. Man, geez, the graphic level of detail on some of these cards. You know, Flesh and Blood does have some, definitely R-rated. It's an R-rated game for sure. So is MetaZoo on a few cards. But compared to MTG and Pokemon, so we got some action cards, weapons, skills, and maybe some hero tokens. And the big things are equipment. Okay, so we got our common down here is where it tells us that. And I'm not really going to talk too much about the gameplay. I don't really know how to play. I understand kind of the overall concept of the game and a little bit of what we're looking at on the card, but we're just going to kind of be checking out the art and looking for those rarities, seeing what they have in here for collectors. You know, I think they're like what's called Marvel rares. You get your rainbow foils. Okay, so we got commons, and then now here's our rare. So we got blue rare, toxicity. So we got an assassin class in this. That's cool. That takes me back to Diablo 2, the expansion. They had that assassin character. I really like that character who could lay the traps and everything. Okay, so we had a rare. Now we got another common. We've got a rare. I don't know if that was out of order, if that's how they always do that. And then we got a foil here, common and common. Okay, so I don't know how these slots work because we hit like a couple rares in there, but they were intermingled with other things. So, okay, we will not be taking that long on every single pack. We're going to kind of blow through these after the first 2 or 3 packs, after we've seen some of the common and uncommons art. Man, these packs are just falling down all over the place. We'll go slow on this pack too, and then we're going to speed things up. So, again, we're looking at 2 token cards. Then we're going to flip it over, and so we've got our commons, Peace of Mind. So pretty much kind of very similar, almost kind of muted colors of Flesh and Blood, not in a bad way. I mean, this is not like a vibrant Pokemon card game, right, with like really pastel colors and everything. You do have some kind of dark fantasy themes, kind of graphic illustrations and art here and there, but really, really nice art too. It's like a very realistic fantasy art. And like, here's some vibrant colors here. Like that's really vibrant. Look at that. Like, that's cool. Like, it's very selective. Oh, and that was like our hit for that pack. So, okay, looks like we had that 4th from the back, and then there's a foil as well. So I guess that's how they do it. So we had our Concealed Blade, and that's what we're looking for as a hit to get this in Rainbow Rare. So that would be good. So we'll put that over there. Then we've got our like common foils, and then we've got a couple of other commons intermingled there. So there's our regular foil commons. We'll put that in a stack there. And then we'll save some room for when we get to our cold foil and Marvel Rare. Of course, we want to hit that equipment in cold foil. To me, that is the cream of the crop for Flesh and Blood. All right, so we're going to start flying through these packs now. We're going to be skipping over to the end there, seeing what our hits are. I have not done a lot of these booster boxes on the channel where I go through a lot of cards. I usually do like those 8 to 9 pack bundles of various products like ETBs, you know, Pokemon Elite Trainer boxes, specialty products like that, you know, 8-pack bundles from TG, that kind of stuff, I think is really good for my channel. And I'm kind of still getting used to how to do these longer booster box forms. So we don't want to take too long. I don't want to be, you know, pushing out 30, 40-minute videos trying to get out these booster boxes. So here we got our regular common, and then they put another common in the back there. So what was our hit there was just a rare. So it looks like at the very least you can get a rare and then a foil common out of your booster pack. I do like the way these open. I guess they're using what feels like the Everfest packs. So those were recyclable, and this is just like a paper material that feels like you can recycle. I love that. I think that's much better than what other card games are doing with their plastic just kind of everywhere. I think more companies need to be more mindful of their packaging and using, you know, more sustainable resources and things. And that's a great thing. So we got commons, and then we get to, what did we have for our hit? Toxicity. All right. And this is another assassin skill. So that's pretty cool to see the assassin as a mainstay character in this. I don't know anything about the set, so I'm kind of learning it. I'm going to kind of get a feel for this as we're going through. We got 2 rares there, Sneak Attack like the art on that. And that's another assassin. So a lot of assassin stuff, assassin foil, and then what is this? Generic equipment chest. I don't know what kind of class that is right there. It'll be interesting to see what other classes are representing this. I think there's a mechanic. I think when I took a gander at TCG Player, it looks like there was like some mechanic stuff here, like that was brought back from Crucible of War. But we're gonna find out here. So I'm using a new lens on my camera too, so hopefully I'm not messing up the focus and everything. I'm looking at the cards, and then sometimes I got to look at my viewfinder and make sure everything's still in the right area. Sometimes my hands can kind of drift away there. So we got commons, and then another sneak attack rare. All right, put that there, and then back kill kick. I do like the foils on Flesh and Blood. They are like a rainbow foil, but look how layered that is. See, with the back kill kick, that looks really nice with the subject really popping out right there. And I think that we could see, have I not got any foil rares yet? So we just got foil commons and then some regular rares. I thought I got a foil rare. There it is. So we're gonna put that separate, I guess. But yeah, the rainbow foils look nice. So of course you went the cold foils, and I'm not really up to date with what other kinds of foils there are. If there are something bigger than a cold foil, or like other kinds of like the Marvel rares. I don't know if that's just like a limited rare you can get in rainbow foil and cold foil. And so they have some collectability with cards that are not just cold foil, but also or maybe just really rare, like a majestic but happens to also be foil. Like though I could see those being graded and people winning those, and that being a fun hit to get in a box. Humble, and then we got Prow for our common, and yeah, and then so we got our equipment, and then we got a cracked bauble there. Okay, haven't seen that in a while. Cracked bauble. So they're still doing that, and we're still haven't seen what that opens up into and what's inside of that. Am I right about that, or am I missing? Have I missed a few things, and that's just kind of like a throwback now? I mean, has that opened yet up? I know. I think like with Tales of Aria or something, or Everfest, it was like opening up a lot more, and you could see some of the plant coming up from inside of that. All right, so we've got for here our hit, our humble again. All right, and then we got a double rare pack there. Got to get situated with my piles here. I'm gonna get used to this. It's gonna take me a little bit of time probably. And then we got again. Looks like we always get some kind of equipment in the back. All right, I'm gonna try to speed things up here. I can already see that we're gonna be needing a couple of stacks just for our commons. I'm going to be cutting some of this stuff out where I'm just like have no idea where I'm putting these in terms of stacks. I'm just going to have to get used to it and learn this system here, kind of like I'm doing with my MTG Collector's Booster. That was just like a nightmare trying to figure out where everything goes. And look, we got our biggest hit so far. Check that out, Knives Out. We got an Assassin Ninja attack reaction that is a rainbow foil majestic. And it is a little bit layered there, you can see that. So it's good to see that they're doing that. I think it kind of helps it be a little bit more special when they layer the foiling like that, because it does seem like that takes a little bit of extra decision making or work to make that happen. Right? My feelings on Flesh and Blood right now, I mean, I love Flesh and Blood. I really love the gameplay concept. When I've seen of people playing it online, the demos and things, kind of getting a feel for the concept by watching like how to play videos and stuff. This is a unique game in terms of its gameplay. It looks amazing when you watch people play it. I mean, it just looks so intense. Like it has so much thinking behind it. It's such a dynamic game. Then I love the art. It's got a very realistic kind of fantasy feel to it that still stands apart. I mean, MTG is a fantasy game that has some realism to it in its art as well. It's got a very unique style to it as well. And I like the gameplay. I like the unique style. I like the art, and I like the collectability. I like the cold foils. Now, one thing I don't like is, I was a big fan of the Flesh and Blood first edition boxes, which of course we do not get anymore when they did Fab 2.0. And my thoughts on that is I thought, I liked the first edition system. And the reason is I grew up with vintage Pokemon. The vintage base set came out when I got into Pokemon from the very beginning. And first edition has always meant something special to me. And, I liked seeing MetaZoo do first edition boxes. I liked seeing Flesh and Blood do first edition boxes. Yu-Gi-Oh! Does Flesh and Blood first edition boxes. I don't know if they still do that. I would assume that they do with their most recent sets. But, just the whole concept of first edition is very, very nostalgic to me. And I like that Flesh and Blood did it. I like that you had boxes that were first edition. I like that they said first edition on the cards. And then they stopped that. And I felt like there had to be another solution. You know, print less first edition, get unlimited out there first, get unlimited out there at the same time. And they just decided maybe to simplify things to follow what Magic's doing. And that's kind of their thing too. You know, they were kind of following Magic to a degree. We got a Codex of Frailty. That's a majestic, some kind of, I thought it was an equipment because it was a codex, but some kind of item or something. I guess it's just skill. So we'll put our regular Majestics. Have we hit? I don't think we've hit any other regular Majestics. These must be really hard to pull, just foil or not. But yeah, you know, that was kind of their thing. They've kind of followed Magic, you know, in a very explicit way too. They're like, you know, our first box is alpha, and then we're going to be doing unlimited like Magic did unlimited. And I thought, you know, for a while that was kind of like their marketing. Like they were kind of following Rudy from Alpha Investments and that. They were like kind of following what Magic was doing in its early history at least. And, you know, at a certain point, Magic went to that non-first edition. Well, they never had first edition to begin with, right? So I guess that was part of also, look at that, Majestic, Amplifying Arrow. That looks great. Love the art on that. That takes me back to Tales of Aria. I like that set as well. The themes and the colors of it and everything. So, you know, to a degree, you kind of say that, you know, it doesn't make sense for them to have first edition if they're trying to follow Magic a little bit as well in that way. But I really liked it. I thought it kind of set them apart. But it's all right. You know, it was causing problems because of the booster box supply and the price fluctuation, and people were getting mad at the market. And I was one of those people. You know, I got 2 Monarch boxes, so I didn't get burned too bad. But listen, you know, I paid multiple X for those Monarch boxes versus what they ended up being worth on the market for quite a while. And it's just like, you know, you do feel a little bit burnt and kind of like, all right. So I bought some Tales of Aria. I got Everfest, but then I haven't bought any since then. And now I'm back at it with Outsiders. And, you know, you just at a certain point, you just got to get over it, I guess, and get with the times. And, you know, the times for Flesh and Blood is no more first edition. So now we're doing this, and we've got a few packs left. Not a few. We got, you know, quite a few packs left, but you know, we still haven't hit a cold foil. So maybe that stuff is still really rare and very collectible despite not being in a first edition box. So not really sure what to say about the set quite yet. I mean, it looks great. It looks like just other Flesh and Blood sets. You know, it looks like there's a lot of assassin stuff in here. Are there like a couple assassin characters? Oh, there's a ranger. Okay. So assassin, ranger, ninja. According to these attributes down here on the card. And then we've got regular rare, we've got our actions. But overall, it looks a little bit similar to some of the other sets, I guess. This isn't like Tales of Aria, it seems to me just from first glance. But again, I have not really been keeping up with Flesh and Blood. Threadbare Tunic, I'd love to get that in a cold foil. That looks really cool. But, you know, it looks nice. Flesh and Blood cards always look nice. The sets always look good. And if I was keeping up with the lore and what's been going on, just with the game in general, I'm sure I would be able to tell like the major differences with the new kind of mechanics and gameplay involved with Outsiders is. You know, for me, just kind of coming back after, you know, Everfest, it does look like kind of a return to form, except for, you know, without there being any first edition. And I do feel like I'm kind of opening the same first edition stuff because we haven't hit anything like new or different. I guess we're still just looking for, I would guess, is there one cold foil box per box like there used to be with first edition? It seems like when they had that set, and the name escapes me, whatever that set is, when they first released Flesh and Blood 2.0 and they had all those dragons in it, like it seemed like there was just like, I would watch a box opening, there would be like a couple cold foils, or there would just be like these crazy full art dragons that weren't cold foils. I don't really remember, but it felt like it was crazy the hits you could get from like even just a single box. It doesn't feel like we're getting that in this one. Maybe they've kind of adjusted things or something. And this is confusing when I'm doing an opening. I can tell I got like a common, a rare common, and then now we got a foil common, and then we've got the regular common. So this is going to take some getting used to, but I feel like the second box already. You know, the next video I do, you know, make sure you like the video if you like Flesh and Blood content. You want to see more on the channel, of course. That definitely helps motivate me and tell me that there are people in my audience who enjoy seeing Flesh and Blood. Maybe there are new people who come in who want to see more boxes get open. And we're going to get better at doing this. I'm going to get faster. I'm going to get used to this. I literally even like learning this as I'm opening this. I haven't opened Flesh and Blood in forever. We got a Majestic there. Now, I have to say, these Majestics, I'm sure have to hold some kind of value because these have been hard to pull. I do not see these very often as I'm pulling these. You get your foil rares, you get your foil commons, and then you get even a non-foil majestic just, you know, every so often. And then I'm still, you know, we've got 4 packs left after this one, and I have not hit a cold foil. That's what I'm looking for. You know, I'm a big cold foil collector. I've bought several cold foils, like they're reserveless cards, you know, like they're something that's going to go up in value, like they're just fun to hoard and collect and have in my collection. And we are looking for that card in here. So I'm guessing, you know, with buying a case, you're going to hit 4 cold foils, and then maybe there's like some kind of majestic or legendary cold foil you can get. Maybe 1 per case or something can give you, maybe buying 1 case gives you a good chance at something like that. We're going to find out. So there's a Zelia. There's our Ranger hero. Looks really nice. Need to kind of slow down and take a look at some of the heroes in this card. I think that's just to kind of get a better understanding. And we got Ninja. We've got Assassin. We've got something else in there that we were looking at. Ranger. There's Widowmaker. That looks really nice. Regular foil. And, you know, Rudy was spot on when he described it. Compared it to Diablo, right? I love Diablo 1. I love Diablo 2. I played a lot of Diablo 3. You know, I don't think it's going to age as well as all the others. I'm excited about Diablo 4 and just the fact that you can put all this different equipment on and, you know, have this brutal fight against each other. It is crazy and really cool, you know, and you really feel like when you get some of these equipment in cold foil form, in a really high rarity form, it does feel very special. It feels like you hit something big in Diablo. And of course, it's very unique to Flesh and Blood. Other games, there aren't any other games to my knowledge, not, you know, any kind of big games that are doing that kind of system. And I love it. And I think that for that reason, I think for the gameplay, the art, the rarity, the history of Flesh and Blood, the story it's gone through, I just think that it's here to stay. You know, it's too unique. It got too much momentum. It's gotten enough momentum since its beginning, and I don't think it's going to go anywhere. I think it's just going to be just fine. And, you know, some people, you know, I was mad about the whole Monarch stuff, and, you know, but, you know, you just got to kind of get over it and move on. And it's card games at the end of the day. You know, how mad can you be about it? And if you still find stuff you enjoy from it, you know, by all means, hey, look at that foil majestic. Oh man, that's nice. Silverwind Shuriken. But guys, we only have 1 pack left. Did I really not get a cold foil in this pack? Man. Now, that's something I'd have to complain about. You know, when you got a first edition box, you knew you were getting a cold foil equipment. It didn't matter if it was common, you know, you were getting something. If I don't get a cold foil in this, I'm going to be a little bit upset. You know, hopefully when we get into our second box, we can find a cold foil in there. Maybe we'll get one in here, and, you know, I'll take it back, and it'll just be a last pack thing. Maybe we'll get 2 cold foils in another box, but I'm anxious to see how that system works. Maybe they changed that up. Maybe they made cold foils even more rare. All right, so we'll have to find out about that if that's the case. We did get another majestic, and man, it looks like no cold foil. Maybe I missed it. You know, I'll go back. Maybe it was so subtle on there that I didn't see it. But it looks like we didn't get it, guys. So we are going to do another box of this, and hopefully we can hit a cold foil. We can hit something cool. We did get 2 full majestics. We did get 4 majestics, regular majestics, and then a handful of full rares. So, all right, looking forward to opening that other box. Let me know what you think about Flesh and Blood. Make sure you guys like and subscribe to the video for more Flesh and Blood openings and content on the channel, and we'll be seeing you in my next one. Thank you.